What are the basic things a business owner should focus on in these kind of situations?
So these are very challenging times, and challenging times are always interesting times. Challenging times are where entrepreneurs get solidified. They become rock solid. They become tough because uncertainty is a better teacher than very normal time of
Certainty.
business or a certainty in the business.
What are these changes that every small entrepreneur should do facing the international challenge?
So one of my business is restaurants, and currently the restaurant business is on the gas because of lack of gas. So things are changing dramatically, and why the things are changing dramatically is there is menu re-engineering happening. So there is some dishes which cannot be made on induction cooking, on electric based equipments. So the chefs are now engineering menus which are induction friendly, the electric cooking range friendly. There are restaurants that I know of, there is a brand that I know of who has 100% cooking happening on electric equipment.
So they are saved.
He saved.
As a business owner, how do you shift your attention from your current business to upcoming new business?
There are a lot of people who have smartly done only one business, made good money, and invested in multiple businesses. Not necessary that you have to operate multiple businesses. Like a fund. How does a fund operate? A fund is also a project of an entrepreneur, right? How does a fund operate? The fund operates in multiple sectors at the same time. Does the fund know to operate those businesses? No. But they are invested in multiple sectors and segments.
In the current international scenarios of war and business, today we'll discuss on the small entrepreneurs or the medium entrepreneurs, who will also be facing the challenges because of the war. I think every industry gets affected directly and indirectly. It's not only the oil and the energy, but every business indirectly gets impacted. And today we'll try to see what is the care, a business owner should take so that he is aware at the right time before actually the challenges hit him. So what are the basic things a business owner should focus on in these kind of situations?
So these are very challenging times, and challenging times are always interesting times. And challenging times are where entrepreneurs get solidified. They become rock solid. They become tough because uncertainty is a better teacher than a very normal time of business or a certainty in the business. So uncertainty helps you to strategize better, and what we are witnessing today is definitely a challenge, not only for the people to whom this is affecting directly, but also to the audience countries. Like we are watching what's happening, but we are also getting impacted indirectly because today the whole world is actually one single common city. Anything happening in one part of the city is impacting the other part of the city. It has got no correlation of geography, no correlation of distance. The impact happens to everybody. The impact happens to all the approximate 195 countries which are there in the world. So you cannot say that it is not my war. A war is everybody's war today.
Directly or indirectly?
Directly or indirectly. It becomes everybody's war. So definitely the whole world is trying to make sure that this gets resolved, and it will be resolved. But the damage is already being done. So as an entrepreneur, how can you mitigate your risk? That is the billion-dollar question. Like there are many entrepreneurs who have got 50% business in India and 50% business in the disturbed countries, which are currently disturbed. Then what happens? Your revenue is divided half and half, but your expenditure is ongoing. You can have fluctuating income, but you don't have fluctuating expenditure. And that is the biggest threat of any business. The fluctuating nature of revenue is what you keep balancing as an entrepreneur. But your fixed cost is what will either make you or break you. When will it make you? When your income, your revenue increases and the fixed cost remains the same. So it makes you. That's where you plan your expansion. And where does it break you? Your expenditure is fixed, but your income goes below your operating cost. Then what happens? There is a revenue deficit, and that breaks you. You consume your savings, you consume your overdraft facility, you sell assets to make sure that you can manage the temporary gestation period, and so on and so forth. But if you can strategize and plan yourself well, you can definitely sustain, survive and grow. There are a lot of entrepreneurs who do this. There are a lot of funds who will now invest in the right sectors, which ensures that they are making money irrespective of the situations across the world. So can we as entrepreneurs think like fund operators, where we can be in the right sectors, or we can be in so many multiple sectors where we can mitigate our risk on the basis of the situation around us. Now, every calamity opens growth opportunities to a sectors which are directly supportive to that calamity. Like for example, the pharma industry, for example, the content industry, for example, many defense businesses where you can become an ancillary business supporter or a supplier or a vendor or a finished product supplier, raw material supplier. There are multiple permutations and combinations because the world is going to be disturbed all the time. This is historical. First, people used to attack sitting on a horseback, and today they attack you with missiles. But the attack is common. The word attack remains. So, the nature of the warfare has changed, but the warfare was always there, is there, and will be there.
Yeah.
So, how do you strategize yourself? In these times, you really need to take a step back, relax in your mind, ideate, strategize and recalibrate yourself and your business. Now that is going to be critically important. Like I'm a strategic investor. I invest in multiple businesses. Now I exactly know which are the next 10 businesses that I should invest in, which can be growth oriented in difficult situations. So that when a difficult situation happens, this business will grow faster and bigger.
Yeah.
So that is a decision that you need to take. The stock market teaches us simple aspects. When the stock market crashes, you need to have liquidity to buy at that time because the stock market crash is always going to be temporary in nature. When good times come, automatically the stock market rises. So this is one example. It's not that everybody should be an investor in the stock market, but this is also one of the good options. For example, the defense sector is on a boom. Okay, now all this warfare automatically is a new order taking economy.
New normal.
New normal. So they are going to be having a boom.
Yeah.
So we cannot make bombs and rockets and rocket launchers and machine guns and stuff like that. But we can buy the shares of defense companies. And we can make money out of that situation in the near future whenever the stock prices go up. So there are multiple ways where you can protect your business. Your business cannot be dependent only on one revenue source, that is your core business. If you are one of the casualties of such an uncertain time, then it's a very difficult situation to manage and handle. The fortunate part about the current warfare is, like historically the wars used to go on for years. The good news about modern warfare is, it is only a matter of a few days because the whole world tries to resolve it. But then that temporary period of jerk also is a good jerk, and then the settling time takes a little time. So you really need to calibrate yourself in a way where you can insulate yourself with these kind of fluctuations. The second thing that we have noticed is that always we were talking about globalization. The word globalization was so popular for so many years, so many decades. But suddenly, there is groupism happening in the whole world. That couple of countries are gathering together and they are becoming power groups. So business between those countries has become smooth, tax-free, there are free trade agreements, etc., etc. So now you really need to think on how can you leverage those kind of situations also, because these are called as friendly countries. So who are the friendly countries with India and how you can leverage that economy is something that you should think. One. Secondly, we should start thinking inwards within the country itself. Every citizen is safest in his own country. So this is a new normal. This is a new way of thinking and people are strategizing accordingly. You also should strategize accordingly.
Correct. So, but like you said, it's an energy war and every business is getting impacted. You run a lot of restaurants. So in restaurant also the fuel challenge is coming up, and maybe they are now redesigning the menu, which dishes which can be cooked in induction, or rather than cooking on the gas. So, what are these changes that every small entrepreneur should do facing the international challenges?
So one of my business is restaurants. And currently the restaurant business is on the gas because of lack of gas.
Correct.
So things are changing dramatically. And why the things are changing dramatically is there is menu re-engineering happening. So there are some dishes which cannot be made on induction cooking, on electric based equipments. So the chefs are now engineering menus which are induction friendly.
Correct.
The electric cooking range friendly. And there are restaurants that I know of, there is a brand that I know of who has 100% cooking happening on electric equipment.
So they are saved.
He is saved. That brand is saved. But for the others, they are buying that equipment and making sure that they also have a menu which is not dependent only on gas cooking. So this is again re-engineering, recalibrating, synchronizing as per the current situation and scenario. And now you cannot have that equipment with you for a temporary period of time, or you cannot enjoy that or execute that menu for a temporary period of time. Now it will become a part of your overall ecosystem. But these are the kind of changes that are happening. Now restaurant is just an example. It is just an example. Lots of people have started buying electric vehicles, EVs. So those people are not really worried about what's happening with the fuel.
Correct.
You get me? That's not the solution, but it's actually a temporary support. So coincidentally, I bought an electric vehicle thanks to you.
I also
with your recommendation that I bought one electric vehicle. So psychologically at the back of your mind, you feel that okay, if there is a little difficulty, we can still manage because I've got a vehicle on electric power.
Correct.
Similarly, what can be that electric power for the business in terms of strategies? What can be that alternative market that you can reach out to where you will get support of growth or you will get support of sustenance? Because during troubled times, sustenance is growth. Because a lot of people fold up. So if you survive, that by itself is growth. And then when there is growth period, you will grow because you are there. So you really need to strategize well, and these are the times where you need to go back to the drawing board, ideate, discuss with your teams and core teams, your vendors, your shareholders and stakeholders, and your other entrepreneurial friends on what are the decisions that they are taking. So these are the times where your mind has to be open like a parachute so that you can land safely even during troubled times.
Correct.
So it's all about a mind game now. You really need to think hard, think well, think right, and take new decisions which can help you to glide better in these type of scenarios. These type of scenarios are also very grateful for a lot of businesses. Like for example, content industry. The content industry would be for example, they would be grateful to the scenario because when there is a war kind of a situation, people are sitting in homes. Government advises you not to step out. So what do you do sitting at home? How long will you cook? How long will you sleep? So what is the next best thing that you do? You switch on your TV and you watch and consume content. So somebody is making money when you are watching content. YouTube is paying somebody for monetizing that content. So those industries will be on a boom because when you are busy, you don't watch content. But when there is nothing to do, there is nothing else but consuming content. So there are industries which take advantage or not intentionally, but there are industries which get an advantage by the virtue of the situation.
Correct.
So see how you can get integrated with industries which can operate during uncertainty times. These are times of uncertainty. So how can you leverage that? So can that be one of your business models? Then it will be great. It can support you in these times. People balance. It's like a stock portfolio. People need to balance their business revenues also accordingly. Now, it is not that you have to operate every business. In some businesses, you can be an investor or in some businesses, you can be investor on the stock market. So at least if you're losing in your operative business, if you're losing revenue, at least somewhere your investments are earning money which can support your principal line of business. So that also can be one strategy. Now, these are the times where investment decisions are very great, very fruitful, and you need to be grateful to somebody who would have advised you to do that. Like, for example, if you're doing a SIP, stock market has crashed. So you are buying valuable shares at below their value at the moment.
Correct.
So when the good times come, you'll cover up. So if there is a revenue deficit in business, you'll get compensated by the investments that you have done, which means you really need to do regular investments. At least 33% of your profits need to be invested into activities which can support you during uncertain times.
Great. I think, this is the second time, business owners should learn that if an uncertain time comes, like we faced earlier in COVID, and now the war situation, and you mentioned about business models. So this is the right time to design the business model in such a way that in the future, any kind of security or any kind of uncertainty will not, disturb the balance of the business. So talking about business model, right now people have only one channel of business, like they are doing only business with certain countries or only in one sector. But right now they can focus on 2-3 different sectors at least, because logistic is big time hit because of the war. But there are other areas or other sectors which are booming, like lot of cyber attacks will happen. So IT companies will boom. Lot of R&D will happen in defense, so those areas will be booming. Or even pharma industry will boom. So as a business owner, how do you shift your attention from your current business to upcoming new businesses?
There are a lot of people who have smartly done only one business, made good money, and invested in multiple businesses. You not necessary that you have to operate multiple businesses. Like a fund. How does a fund operate? A fund is also a project of an entrepreneur, right? How does a fund operate? The fund operates in multiple sectors at the same time. Does the fund know to operate those businesses? No. But they are invested in multiple sectors and segments, so that if there are 100 investments, sometimes 20 will be doing good business, sometimes 60 will be doing good business. 100 and 100 will never be in a situation to do good business all the time.
Correct.
That fluctuation takes care of the companies which are not doing good, and it covers them up. And when situation changes, the not doing good businesses go up in revenues, and again the law of averages gets maintained. That is how a fund operates. So as entrepreneurs, we also need to operate like those funds on how can we mitigate our risk by multiple involvements. It can be your operating business can be one, but deploy the profits in a way where you can be protected. Like lots of people have invested in real estate and they have put their factory on that particular real estate. So the value of that real estate has gone up. Now just imagine the old companies which had large land parcels in Mumbai are today all developed into residential, commercial and mixed use projects.
Correct.
So they have made a killing. Those industries closed down. But what saved them was the real estate that they had. For example, the mills of Mumbai. Today every mills of Mumbai has got a 5-star hotel, a mall, residential complexes, commercial complexes, and they have made a killing out of it.
Correct.
So these were unintentional when it started, but subsequently it helped. But today you can have the leverage of doing intentional decisions in business which can help you to sustain, survive and grow further. So these kind of decisions, whether it is real estate, whether it is investing in mutual funds and the stock market, whether it is investing in your insurance policies and coverages so that uncertainty can be taken care of. Now, these are decisions which can happen only during such times when the situation is not in your control and that uncertainty is impacting you directly and also indirectly. So these are the times where you really need to do this. You can get into forward integration, you can get into backward integration. There are so many options that you can exercise today. Suppose if I'm a product manufacturer, okay, like lots of factories during COVID started manufacturing equipment which were needed for the masses. Governments instructed them to start manufacturing.
Correct.
There were a lot of manufacturing companies which were manufacturing sanitizers, hand sanitizers. So there was a complete switchover, temporary switchover.
New product completely
Because that was the need of the hour and also the demand was humongous that they could not supply. For example, currently you cannot book a electric cooking range. There is no stock. Go on any online platform. There is no stock.
Oh.
So now what will happen is The smart entrepreneurs in that sector is going to reach out to other factories which have got manufacturing capability and manufacturing some other product. They will go and get their products manufactured at a premium because they are going to achieve a premium out of the market. So you will suddenly ramp up your production capabilities and satisfy the demand in the market. Now nobody is going to put up a new factory altogether because this demand is very temporary in nature. You just need to encash it at the moment. So a lot of smart entrepreneurs who are manufacturing electric cooking ranges are going to leverage this situation, and that is how it should be. So we have a factory where we manufacture water storage tanks. It is called HDG6. We manufacture water storage tanks from 10,000 liters to 20 million liters. With so much destruction happening in the disturbed war-torn countries, that infrastructure will require water storages now. So that will give demand to our manufacturing facility also. But at the same time, if my manufacturing facility can be leveraged and utilized for manufacturing some other products with the machinery that we have, with the manpower that we have, then it's a welcome decision. If some product requires manufacturing and our equipment can match it, and if they can come to us, we can manufacture it for them. So our infrastructure gets multi-leveraged, and that particular entrepreneur can leverage the current spike in demand. So you have to really ideate and think differently and act fast and move towards direction which can help you to, for the people who are in demand, leverage that demand, and for the people whose demand has shrunk temporarily, they need to ideate on what can happen with what they produce. Where can they send it? Who can be the new customers? What can be the new market? What can be the new supply routes? How can I ideate and make sure that the produced goods are delivered to somebody who needs it?
Correct.
And in some format that it can be sent across. It can be price variation, it can be further convenience, it can be a better credit period, or whatever you can do. So that your existing stock, which cannot be going to the places which was supposed to be going, is lying with you, and that is dead stock for you. So what do? You have to take new and better decisions.
Great. I think every businessman has to be alert about the situation, and these were very intense inputs for every business owner. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. But also, if there are any questions in your mind, you can comment them into the comment section, and also give us suggestions or what are the topics that you would like to have these kind of discussions on. Thank you so much.
So I'm sure some of you must be doing business with Middle East, which is currently temporarily into a disturbed situation. So we would love to know that what is the new decisions that you have taken, so that all the people watching this content would read your comments and take better decisions because of the good inputs that you are giving. So do share your first-hand experience and let the people benefit of what you have experienced as an entrepreneur. Thank you so much. I work with and for Konark Cancer Foundation. It's a foundation which takes care of cancer patients. If you know anyone suffering with cancer, then we at Konark Cancer Foundation can connect the person with the right resources and facilities to ensure that the right time, right treatment reaches the patient. Whether it is connecting the resources or providing resources to the cancer patient, we do it all. It also includes support for accommodation in the city of Mumbai. We are associated and connected and networked with the right resources, the right doctors, and the right hospitals. We can bring all of this on a table to you so that it is convenient for you. Whether it is guidance, whether it is medical support, or whether it is operating procedures, our team facilitates every activity required for the patient and the support required for the family. We also connect you to the right NGOs and donors to ensure that you also get financial support and aid to whatever extent possible to ensure that the treatment happens and the life is saved. If you know of anyone who is suffering with cancer, please connect with us. The details are mentioned in the content below. Konark Cancer Foundation is an NGO. It's a not-for-profit organization, and we have lots of volunteers which support this good deed. So get in touch with us and help us to save lives. You too can be a part of this movement. Konark Cancer Foundation. Thank you so much.